We are live. What is going on, YouTube? Welcome to Sibz West Coast, East Coast siblings, where we break down your favorite movies and TV shows. We got The Flash, Season 7, Episode 8 tonight. We're going to break it all down. Finally, The Flash is back, and it seems like it's getting good. Killer Frost versus the People. Sid, let's break it down. Before we get started, be sure to hit the subscribe button and click the bell. Let's dump into it. I said let's dump
into it.
I was going to say let's dive and let's jump. Yeah, I said let's
anyway. Yeah, I like this episode. I think there was some kind of, there are definitely some moments where I was like, oh, great. Like, Barry's going to have some big heart-to-heart with Alexa, and she's going to not want to, be a bad guy or whatever. But it actually took a really nice turn at the end. And I feel like when the Flashes lately, because it's been sucking, when something happens that's really good, it's usually in, like, the last, 3 minutes of the episode where everything hits the fan and we pick up again.
Facts.
So I think it's a tactic to get people to keep watching, to stay engaged.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad at it because I am interested,
Yeah, no, it was definitely good. So obviously this episode deals with, yes, him talking to Alexa, this new meta, and she's got some serious powers too. But the Flash Speed Force wants her dead. Now, I want to go all the way back about a month ago, guys. You remember when we were talking about, I said, Iris does not trust the Speed Force for some reason. She keeps giving her weird looks. She keeps saying, well, all these people we're going after, they don't seem to know anything about you or going after you. And we saw this firsthand with Alexa. She knew nothing about the Speed Force and didn't want to go after her. But the Speed Force wanted her dead. And so she uses all, and I love the multicolored lightning effect because it really does show she has all the power of Reverse Flash and Zoom and the Flash himself.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm still kind of confused on what the Speed Force's plan is. And I wonder too, is the Speed Force our big bad for this season?
Oh yeah, definitely.
You think so?
Even over
because
Godspeed.
We know Godspeed is supposed to show up at some point too.
Yeah, but I don't think the Godspeed is more powerful than the Speed Force.
You right. That could also be a possibility.
And I think this is about time that Barry's mom gets some shine. I mean, it seems like arguably she could be in the top 2 most powerful Flashes most powerful Speed Force users that we've ever seen.
Yeah, well, remember, it's not her mom. It's just a physical manifestation that the Speed Force picked. His mom. But yeah, no, I definitely agree. And I think the Speed Force is working on a much deeper level because she's been manipulating Barry this whole time. And Iris, I think, picked up and suspected a little bit. But when she lets Barry think that she's going to kill Iris because she wants Barry's powers to use to kill Alexa. I thought that was really clever. And obviously wasn't something that Barry saw coming.
No, I don't think any of them did, because she had been getting more and more aggressive with her methods.
Yeah.
So I think we knew it was coming. The writing was on the wall, but we did not expect her to straight up kill Alexa. So she's pretty much dead, and this will now show her as the villain. But before we get to Killer Frost, by the way, guys, happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah.
May the 4th.
Absolutely.
I have a Jurassic shirt on, but it's okay.
Yeah, totally irrelevant. But anyway, so Killer Frost versus the People. What is this? She decides to go with a life in prison without parole. Like, she could have gotten 20, 30 years. Maybe her meta genes would have kept her from aging that much, but life in prison without parole?
Yeah, I'm confused too because Cecile told her that the likelihood of her being in jail, the jail time would just be 10 to 20 years. So why would she lock herself in? Why would she submit herself for a life? Is she thinking that she'll get extra security?
No.
This seems a little crazy.
It doesn't make any sense, and this is kind of my worst nightmare. This is what I was afraid of. Oh, by the way, guys, we got over there. We got a nice little chat there for you guys. So we're doing live chat. So feel free to hit us up in the comments, and we'll chat it up with you guys. But yeah, the thing with Killer, it's like, okay, you are in a situation where you've done so much good. You actually have the case. Why throw away your life? But like I said, this was my worst nightmare. I thought that they were going to get rid of Killer Frost. If they had to choose between regular, what's her name? Caitlin. Yeah, whatever.
Regular girl.
Yeah, regular girl and Killer Frost. I just, something told me they were going to go with Caitlin, and I'm really disappointed in that. But if she goes away, there's kind of no undoing that unless the government falls in the show. She's in jail as ruled by the jury for life.
Yeah, but I feel like she's gonna do something. She'll get out, like they'll pardon her or something like that will happen. I don't think
Well,
she'll be,
well,
you
it's
know,
interesting you say that because at this point, that's her only out is a pardon.
yeah,
That's it. She,
yeah.
maybe she saves the world in some way. Maybe they go back in time, but her options are really limited in what she can do to be free again. And she was my
Unless
favorite
she joins the
character.
Suicide Squad.
What are you talking about?
Never mind.
So
Just
anyway, guys, this is a really good episode. I feel like Flash came back with a bang after being off for a couple of weeks. We were really starting to miss it, and it looks like they're finally starting to heat things up. I think that they needed to take that 2 weeks, honestly, because I wasn't too
yeah.
happy with the product. But it seems like they took 2 weeks off. They got their writing caps on. They wrote some pretty good stories, and it seems like it's only uphill from here.
Yeah, I am excited. I'm wondering, like, I think the Speed Force must be, our big main level threat. Because you're right, like we're 8 episodes in, and usually by now we know who's who, we know who we're fighting, we kind of know what the general plan is, and then
Right.
of course mid-season finale it gets switched up and something even crazier
Yeah.
happens. But we haven't had any like strong, clear bad guys yet, or like who we're going after or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens with the Speed Force. I also thought it
Yeah.
was crazy that the Speed Force had the nerve to kill Alexa and then stick around and look like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Oh well,
usually
I
when
mean,
a
she
bad
has.
guy pulls their, haha, you can't trust me, they kill the person and they
Yeah.
dip. But she like straight up was like, get at me. Like I
Yeah, but
had to do
I
what I
she
had to
told
do.
Barry to choose a side. I think at this point, and she kind of has that kind of power to do that. What would she be running from? She's not afraid
Yeah,
of Barry. She's not afraid of anyone there. She has
that's a
just
good
as much
point.
speed, if not more. Remember, she's been juicing the Flash. Flash was
Yeah.
having trouble running, and she was just like, "I'll give you some speed. I'll give you some speed," overloading him to where he couldn't do his job. This is one of those situations where there is no question about the hierarchy at any moment. It is the
Mm,
Speed Force. Flash can't even touch it.
mm.
He was still frozen in the air, having to
Yes, that
watch,
was
and she took his
crazy.
speed, put it into
Yeah.
that speed killer thing, and just threw it right at Alexa. So I think that's why she stuck around. She has no need to run from anyone, really anyone. But my
Yeah.
question is, if she got all this juice, got all this power, why didn't she just go after them herself? Well, I guess it's because the Time Force, etc., they're all personifications of other forces
Of
of
other
nature.
forces of nature, yeah, and
Yeah,
so they're just as powerful as her, so she
yeah,
can't go
arguably,
after them alone.
arguably, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely,
I'm well, time for sure.
yeah. But yeah, super weird choice there by Killer Frost in this episode. Those are the two main things.
Yeah.
Is the reveal of the Speed Force as kind of the main antagonist. Who knows when we'll see Godspeed? I would expect him to show up in the next probably 2 episodes. And then obviously, yeah, Killer Frost going away for good.
Yeah.
That was
And
really
poor
tough.
Caitlyn, it's kind of weird. Like, I don't like Caitlyn's just okay. I like Killer Frost better, but you kind of understand the other through each
Yeah,
other, you
sure.
know?
But you know what the weird thing is? I actually like Killer Frost's acting more than Caitlyn's. Like
The same
Danielle
person.
Panabaker.
Still Danielle Pennebaker.
Yeah, no, I get it, but she does so much. She does such a good job as Killer Frost, and I
Yeah.
feel like for them to get rid of her character is a shame. Like nobody wants to see Danielle Panabaker play herself on The Flash. We want to see people play characters. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And she
Yeah.
does such a great job for Killer Frost. We were talking about even at one point in the episode her possibly having her own spin-off. And then we started talking about She-Go or whatever. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that would have been cool. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe they'll beef up Caitlyn's storyline and we'll get to know a little bit more
I don't
about her.
even want
I
it.
liked
I don't even
Caitlyn
want
at
it. I,
I liked Caitlyn in the first couple of seasons. It's just late when Killer Frost showed up, she just kind of wasn't as
she
interesting.
took it over. She
Um,
had the edge. She had the cool powers. Everybody
yeah.
respected her. Like she was such an addition to the team. So, and even now, like she's going out like a G. I don't know, man. I would have almost rather her die than to go away to prison. Her
No,
character, Killer
no.
Frost. Yeah, because here's the thing. If this is like a permanent thing and they want Killer Frost to be off the show or whatever, that's that much more heartbreaking to know that she's in the city every episode every time rotting away.
Yeah, I do. But I mean, aren't they? They would take her to Argus, wouldn't they? They wouldn't just leave her in a regular prison.
Yeah, they would, but she's in jail. By the way, guys, once again, be sure to hit us up in the comments right there. They'll show up on screen and we'll respond to them. But
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I like that she's not gone forever. She's still around, just like Wells is still a possible show up every once in a while.
yeah.
Um, and I think they have to do that with long-standing characters who have alternate personalities because they are a fan favorite. Fans like them, and I think with Killer Frost, we love her. So even though I think it's better to have her away than to have her dead. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. But anyway, guys, let us know what you think. That's just our opinion. Let us know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to like the video. If you're liking the content, we cover a whole bunch of your favorite movies and TV shows, and we're always taking suggestions. So let us know down in the comments below. Also, follow our sister channel. I do the Granite Geek Show over there. Sid's got a new series coming over to that channel as well. So you want to stay tuned. You don't want to miss. Thanks, guys, so much for watching. Click the bell so you don't miss any of our uploads. And thanks so much for watching. I already said that. We'll see you in the next